Ring cameras have captured all sorts of things, but what is this?
It's the creature caught on surveillance video that has everyone asking, what the heck is that thing? The Florida homeowner is convinced it's a baby dinosaur.
It's been reported by the people in the Congo area, and they say that living at the edge of this giant swampy lake is an animal that they call Makili Mbembe, and he's this gigantic dinosaur-type brontosaurus animal. He's got a long neck, mostly in the water.
For centuries, we were led to believe that certain animals have gone extinct, nowhere to be found on this planet. But what if they are right here, lurking in the shadows, hiding in plain sight? So, take a seat and get comfortable, as we're about to see what happens when animals who were believed to be extinct were caught alive on camera.
Coming to the surface for only a second or two, and they say, "What did I see?" And they see it a second or two, and all of a sudden their imagination starts getting bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden it's the Loch Ness monster.
Now, this next one is just straight up crazy. In January of last year, a guy was hanging out by the North Carolina coastline when he spotted this massive, unknown creature, looking like something out of Jurassic Park. As the footage was posted online, people went wild with theories. Loch Ness monster, giant croc, I mean, you name it. A wildlife expert suggested it might have just been a big whale. But honestly, no one really knows. This thing is a total mystery. Do let me know if you have any guesses. Woolly mammoth. The remains of woolly mammoths have been the only proof of their existence. However, this changed on February 10th, 2012, when this video surfaced online that claimed to have captured the giant in the flesh. An alleged woolly mammoth seemed to be crossing the river. Although these ancient giants appeared long after the extinction of dinosaurs, viewers were stunned by the clip, and understandably so, as these creatures were thought to have gone extinct around 4,000 years ago. It might be a stretch, but I think these ancient animals have been hiding all along and making appearances over time. Triceratops. If you're a fan of Triceratops, then it looks like your chances of seeing one in real life are there. This behemoth was captured stuck in a truck as a group of workers tried to get out. As it finally made its way to the ground, the workers struggled to control and direct it. The clip created a lot of buzz online as everyone tried to figure out how this giant emerged out of nowhere. Many people thought the clip was a hoax, while others believed it could be the only one that managed to survive the mass extinction. Do you think it's real? Let me know in the comments. Unicorn. Unicorns, creatures of fascination, and even though believed to be the product of human imaginations, many people claim to have seen them in real life. This clip has been going viral, where a guy from Toronto, Canada, thought he'd seen the real thing. A white, horse-like animal was seen running into the woods. Its single long horn on its head was the giveaway that it really was the unicorn. Now, it's one thing to believe in these creatures, but seeing one with your own eyes? Could it be possible that these creatures aren't just myths at all? Sabertooth cat. Believed to be extinct for thousands of years, this clip emerged and left everyone scratching their heads. The wild cat you see on the screen was an alleged saber-toothed cat. Apparently, someone was holding it captive, and there wasn't one, but two of them. Netizens speculated that even though they were declared extinct, someone was still trying to keep the species alive, while some were skeptical, thinking it was impossible for an extinct species to reappear after so long like this. They claimed that the footage was probably a hoax. ancient shark species. With most of the underwater world still unexplored, it was only a matter of time before remarkable discoveries began emerging. Marine life enthusiasts diving off the coast of Owashima, Japan, encountered a remarkable discovery when they spotted a large, frilled shark with a gaping mouth near the ocean floor. This shark is believed to be part of an 80-million-year-old species that survived to this day. According to marine biologists, the frilled shark's exceptional evolutionary traits and uniquely developed teeth have contributed to its longevity. Though smaller than many other shark species, its bite is significantly stronger. Real-life dinosaur. Looks like those rumors about bringing dinosaurs back to life were actually on point. Chinese scientists appear to have cracked the code. This footage of a guy holding what they claim is a lab-grown dino surfaced. They've just dropped the news to the world. But hold on, before you go into complete disbelief, watch how it moves its head and blinks. It's pretty mind-boggling to say the least. Of course, social media users had something to say about it, that it's impossible to revive a creature from millions of years ago. But hey, I'm pretty open to anything at this point. Real-life gargoyle. If you have a knack for Gothic architecture, then you might know this one. A group of tourists were wandering through a dark forest when they suddenly spotted something terrifying. Perched on top of a cliff was a massive creature, seemingly alone. Suddenly, the creature noticed it was being filmed and tilted back, showing it was devouring something. Not knowing what the creature was or what it wanted, they feared for their lives and ran away. The video cuts off abruptly, leaving everyone in suspense. Opium bird. Recently, these bizarre clips have been going around online, claiming that there are these giant creatures living in the colder mountains of the world. They show massive bodies covered in snow-white fur, with people calling them the opium bird or the erosion bird. When many started questioning the reality of the clip, the truth came out, and it turns out it was an AI-generated clip, and these birds didn't exist in real life. Honestly, that's a relief. Imagine coming across something as giant as this. You gotta be careful what you believe on the internet these days. The dodo bird. This bird species might very well be a distant relative of ducks. Footage from October 2022 captured a dodo bird examining a trail camera placed right in front of it. The dodo, a flightless bird native to Mauritius, was believed to have been extinct since the late 17th century. Standing about 3 feet tall, it had a strong body, small wings, and a distinctive hooked beak. The dodo's extinction was primarily due to human activities such as hunting and habitat destruction. If this bird was indeed found, it could be preserved with great care, with the hope of repopulating its species. Backyard baby dinosaur.
Ring cameras have captured all sorts of things, but what is this? The Florida homeowner thinks it looks like a baby dinosaur.
Seeing the size and nature of this mysterious creature, a dinosaur sounds like the only possibility. On June 11, 2021, a surveillance camera that was triggered by motion sensors caught this cryptid as it started running across a yard in Florida. While the footage left every viewer stumped, the homeowner theorized it might have been a baby raptor or even a T-Rex, a theory that many on social media supported. However, many such mysteries from the past have never been solved, leaving it as just another unidentified clip. Dogman. A very bizarre clip has been going around online. While out and about in the woods, a guy came across this bizarre creature. A dark canine was first seen walking on all fours. But then, suddenly, it stood up, started walking on two legs like a human, and disappeared behind the trees. It happened so fast, it was like a switch and its body was flipped, and it went from canine to humanoid. This shape-shifting figure raised a lot of questions, as everyone who saw the video was sure it was the Dogman. Let me know what you think of this. Tiny Velociraptor. A guy was filming his cat inside his house when he accidentally captured this tiny animal sprinting away behind the pillows. It appeared for a second or two just a few feet away from the cat. Now, people are saying it was a velociraptor, as it resembled the extinct animal. The clip sparked a buzz online, as people even said that the guy was involved in an animal breeding business, with details that were never shared. If that's any true, it would explain why it was running around casually like any other pet would, and even with the cat not being surprised. Disappeared species surfaces. In 2019, experts found a super rare tortoise chilling on Fernandina Island. No one knew what kind it was, so they sent it to their fellow scientists over at Yale. Turns out, this giant tortoise found on the Galapagos Island was the Chelonoidus fantasticus, a species that was thought to be extinct about a century ago. It's a miracle this thing survived, considering it lives in a place full of hungry predators. Now, scientists are on a mission to find more of these shell-covered reptiles and save them from extinction. Mermaid. While on the topic of mythical creatures, it would be unfair if we didn't take a moment to talk about mermaids. Half-human, half-fish beings living deep in the water. And here, it was recorded enjoying a swim on the surface. Swiftly moving, it certainly looked like the real deal. Some netizens were still doubtful that a creature from myths could be found out of nowhere. Do you think this mermaid was real, or are they just a creature from old stories? The living vampire. If you're a regular internet user, you probably know those chupacabra stories, right? You know, the one where everyone thinks they're just myths? Well, this guy in Nashville changed everything when he spotted this weird, dog-like creature roaming around his neighborhood. These mythical creatures are known to suck the blood out of other animals. A couple days later, a family in Texas managed to capture a very similar one in a cage.
5 minutes before 6, a woman in Texas says she's found the legendary chupacabra.
With barely any hair on its body and scary, sharp fingers, it was struggling to get free. They asked the experts, who said it might have been a raccoon with mange, which is a hair loss disease. But the entire neighborhood was pretty sure it was a real chupacabra.
He has a hairless back, large claws and teeth that some say fit the image of the chupacabra.
Rare gray whale.
As, waters warm, the ice sheets have receded or maybe have been breaking up a little bit in the summertime.
While on the topic of whales, here's another one that was thought to be extinct in the Atlantic Ocean for 200 years. But a couple of months ago, this giant was spotted near Nantucket after centuries of being missing. Scientists say its appearance is a sign of climate change, as it probably ended up in the Atlantic in search of warmer waters.
And so we believe that the most logical explanation for how this whale got to the Atlantic is that it's able to kind of find a passageway.
Leaping dinos. In the middle of the forest, a trail camera captured this strange clip that seemed to show a group of baby T-Rexes running away. The footage spread rapidly across the internet, leaving folks speculating. Some believed they were witnessing the return of real dinosaurs, while others suspected it was a hoax. In the end, the mystery was solved. The clip was actually played in reverse. When viewed correctly, those baby dinos were actually a group of monkeys crossing the trail, with their long tails looking like that of dinosaur necks. So, no, at the very least, these types of dinosaurs haven't made a comeback just yet. Takahi. About 50 years ago, experts had declared this flightless bird extinct, only for it to be rediscovered in 1948 in a remote valley of New Zealand. These rare and ancient birds truly have an incredible story of resurrection. Although right now there's only about 300 of them in the whole world, as they're kept in protected sanctuaries, the chances of their population growing again are greater. Every new chick born is a glimmer of hope for the species. Terrasaur. The state of Idaho, USA became a hotspot for prehistoric animals when a guy recorded this clip and posted it on the internet. A flying reptile was seen soaring through the skies. A pterosaur to be exact, with a wide wingspread just like the scientists had predicted from fossils. It looked like the real deal. Was it really a dinosaur, or was someone tricking the internet? Even netizens were conflicted over this one. Weird animal. After hearing weird noises from his yard, this guy decided to take a look around and found this. It's kinda hard to tell what it was. It's got a long tail, webbed feet, and a snouted mouth that seemed ready to attack. The fur on its body seemed soaked. The guy thought it was probably seeking a safe place. But the question remains what this was. Netizens were quick to give their opinions. Some said it was a water-dwelling rodent, while others thought it might be some mutant creature. The guy decided to leave it alone, as it seemed pretty aggressive. False killer whales. No, I'm not actually talking about orcas here. Just like their name suggests, these are not really killer whales. False killer whales might not look like their meaner cousins on the outside, but their insides tell a different story. Their skulls are actually quite similar. Strangely enough, until the 1950s, they were believed to have gone extinct, as nobody had ever seen a live false killer whale. Scientists only knew about them from their bones. So while naming them, they were basically naming a ghost. But today, that's a different story. Now we know they live in tropical and temperate oceans throughout the world, and they're definitely far from extinct. Gharial crocodile. At first glance, you might think one of these two crocodiles is a mutant, but these are just two cousins from the same family. By the looks of it, gharials seem like an ancient version of the crocodile species, and I suppose they kind of are, standing among the longest living crocodile species with a lineage that dates back to prehistoric times. Unlike other crocodiles, their jaws are slimmer, and they have a long, narrow snout with 110 sharp, interlocking, strong teeth that make them exceptionally good at catching fish. They typically range from 2 to 6 meters in length. Unfortunately, their numbers have sharply declined, and now they're listed as critically endangered. Bornean tiger. Recently, this clip making rounds on the internet has been giving people hope for endangered species. A family of Bornean tigers. Endangered due to destruction of habitat and illegal poaching, this species has been wiped out from many other countries. Tanjung Puting National Park in Indonesia released this footage, showing there might still be hope for these tigers. Javin rhino. It's not every day you see this giant of an animal rolling around in the mud. This clip, posted by Ujung Kulon National Park in Indonesia, left wildlife enthusiasts all around the world swooning. You might think, what's so special about this rhino? Well, it's not just any rhino. This is the exceptionally rare Javin rhino. These guys are so critically endangered that even a single captured glimpse of them is analyzed in depth. But with the help and care of the park staff, they're slowly making their way back to life. Seola. Seola, discovered back in 1992 near the Laos border, was the first new large mammal found in over 50 years. As exciting as it might sound, the animal was so elusive that it wasn't until 15 years later that it was sighted again in Vietnam. Even scientists don't have much information about it. When they were able to capture one, the animal passed away only 2 months after being in captivity. Poached for their distinct horns, they became one of the world's most threatened mammals, and experts believe there might be only a few of them left. It's kind of like finding a shiny prize, only for it to be taken away unexpectedly. Zanzibar Leopard.
There's nothing else on the clip. It's just that video. Oh my god.
A team of experts experienced an extraordinary sight while looking for the Zanzibar leopard that was thought to be extinct for the past 20 years. But hearing rumors that they still roam the woods at night, this team decided to take the risk. It turns out the leopard was definitely alive and thriving in its natural habitat. It's amazing to see how these animals deceived humans for so long and lived a quiet life until they were discovered again.
I honestly didn't even believe it.
Which camera was this from?
Extinct coelacanth found. You'd think after existing for millions of years, some creatures would just give up and vanish, right? Well, not the coelacanth. A bunch of divers were out in the deep blue when a giant, prehistoric-looking fish stared back at them. It was like something out of a dream. These fish are super rare and live in dark, underwater caves, making them kind of like Loch Ness monsters of the sea. Sadly, they're on the brink of extinction because of accidental catches and people messing up their homes. But this one gives us hope that maybe we can save them. Rare jaguar cub. In 2021, the Big Cat Sanctuary in the UK showed an exciting new member of the family, a cub with captivating big eyes and jet black fur. At first, it might look like a Black Panther cub had ended up in a jaguar enclosure, but turns out this was an extraordinarily rare black cub born to a female jaguar. Overnight, the little one became the town sensation. If you're wondering why the cub looked so different from its mother, well, scientists clarified that this unique coloration was due to a rare melanistic condition, meaning it had an excess of pigment, making the cub's striking black coat. Lan Rock Rat. This rat might look ordinary at first, but this guy has basically been raised from the grave. Meet the Lan Rock Rat. Thought to be extinct 11 million years ago, it was recently rediscovered by scientists in Laos. This is just one of over 1,000 new species that have been discovered in the greater Mekong region of Asia. With very distinct features and a unique habitat of limestone rocks, they were named the Lan Rock Rats. Weird-looking pigeon. This pigeon left the internet in complete awe. Birdwatchers spotted this odd-looking pigeon walking around a park as if it were on a runway. With its chest puffed out and exceptionally long legs, the bird quickly became an online sensation. Many were baffled, as they'd never seen such a pigeon before. When people started to think it was a rare mutant, someone clarified that it was actually a different pigeon species known as the powder, not a mutant. So while the truth is more ordinary, its looks are as amazing as our wildest imaginations. Duende. In May 2021, during a school competition in Oklahoma City, a parent noticed this tiny creature perched on a ledge, quietly watching the pool area. At first, people thought it was a cat, but taking a closer look revealed it to be something entirely different. The footage quickly spread online, with many saying the mysterious being was a duende, a short, humanoid folklore creature. Interestingly, the creature remained seated, and everyone else seemed fine to let it enjoy the pool. So it's not just extraterrestrials you gotta worry about, but extra-dimensional beings too! Ningan. A group of fishermen were out in the ocean when they encountered this weird-looking creature hanging out in the water. It looked like a fish, with its fins splayed out on the front, a giant head, and the rest of its body underwater. The creature didn't seem like any known fish or mammal, and it stumped the guys on board. They posted the clip online so that someone would hopefully identify it. And the theories poured in, with many speculating this was the elusive underwater mythical creature, the Ningan. But nobody was quite sure. Amidst all the confusion, another clip emerged where a similar creature was found washed ashore. The pale entity had a same humanoid face, 2 front limbs, and the rest of the body resembling a fish. And the way it was floating made it clear that it had passed away. Now, this clip made everyone believe that this was indeed a Ningan, an ocean-dwelling cryptid from Japanese folklore. But some folks still think it was all a hoax. Do let me know down below what you all think of this. Gorilla. There are moments when animals are caught doing things just out of the ordinary. Like this gorilla. And not the one on the front. The one at the back, walking on 2 legs like a human. And let me tell you, gorillas are not normally supposed to do that. As far as science is concerned, they walk on their 2 feet for just a few seconds, and then go back to walking on all 4s, as it's easier to do with their shorter legs. Is this gorilla even real? Or do you think it's trying out a stylish new gait? Ancient egg hatching. When this clip emerged online, claiming to have recorded an ancient egg hatching, it understandably went viral. Apparently, a TikTok user found this strange egg in the process of hatching and caught it on camera. By the end of the clip, a tiny creature resembling a dragon emerged from the soft, textured egg. The video itself didn't have many details about the creature's location, which only left the viewers curious about its identity. Even with the lack of concrete information, many started calling it a dragon due to its appearance. But due to unfavorable conditions, that new hatchling may not have survived. A crow. Now, let's have a look at this unbelievably bizarre creature. Caught resting on a stair in Japan, this giant crow appeared to be taking a breather. But can we talk about its size for a second? I don't think I've ever seen a crow this enormous. And instead of 2 legs, this one had human-like limbs. It almost resembled a gorilla. Do you see it too? The clip quickly went viral, with people scrambling to understand how this giant crow came to be. Some speculated it was a hybrid, while others believed the footage was all a hoax. What do you think about this giant crow? Griffin. A creature that's got the face of an eagle and the body of a lion. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, let's meet the Griffin, a legendary being that has fascinated people for a long time. A guy claimed to have found this creature inside a cave and decided to take it home with him and raise it as a family pet, keeping its existence hidden even from his neighbors. The video has sparked a bunch of speculations, with many questioning whether such a creature could exist in reality. However, others remained skeptical, waiting for authentication of the clip. Titan snake. Snakes are probably one of the scariest reptiles, and now just to make them a bit more frightening, have a look at this one. Someone caught this massive snake slithering over a short wall, and just the sheer size of the reptile was enough to give anyone nightmares. It looks like the 26-foot-long giant anaconda recently found in the Amazonian River was just out for a walk. The remnants of skin throughout its body showed it had shed recently. I just hope it was caught before anyone got hurt. And as if that wasn't enough, take a look at what an Australian family found outside their house. A giant, slithery serpent was making its way out of the house and into a tree. It had probably been hanging out in the house for a while, and only now was making its way out. Behemoth Cat. This clip of a giant cat had been making rounds on the internet, leaving everyone shocked. Built like a tiger, with a furry body and a long, thick tail, and horns on its head, this cat was totally one of a kind. With no rational explanation, netizens opted for a rather wild one, saying it was the Bakaneko, a mythical creature from Japanese folklore. According to ancient tales, this behemoth cat has supernatural abilities with a sinister nature. Well, that sure is a lethal combination. Unexpected tree tenant. You wouldn't expect to find anything other than a rat, owl, or maybe a snake chilling in a tree hole, right? Well, this hiker just had the weirdest of encounters. On his way back from a hike, he found this goblin-like creature peeking out of a tree burrow. Yeah, you heard that right, a goblin! You know, like from the stories. The hiker was sure he saw it clear as day, but the fading light meant that his camera only caught a blurry ghost of the creature. It's crazy to see the strange creatures living right beside us as we stay unaware of their existence. Bigfoot. While exploring the open field to find something exciting, this guy came across the most sought-after creature, a Bigfoot. From the distance, he noticed a giant, dark figure moving past the bushes. Looking nothing like a human or any other animal for that matter, the only other guesses he had were that it was probably a Bigfoot, and internet folks seemed to agree. However, some still doubted if the clip was authentic. And that's not the only clear sighting of the creature. Here, have a look at another one. A guy recorded this clip while on a walk through the woods. Apparently, he encountered the elusive Bigfoot. It looked like the giant was trying to hide behind the tree, but the camera still managed to catch its face. Now, I don't know about you, but if this clip is any real, I'm straight up abandoning the woods. Hunting down werewolf. Hunting a werewolf might sound pointless, as they seem to possess superhuman abilities, but even they make mistakes. In a Siberian forest, over a dozen hunters banded together after hearing rumors of a werewolf in the area. After tracking its footprints for days, they managed to find its location and finally took it down. They even got a clear look at it. A couple feet long, skinny, and its physical features were a mix of human and animal features. Now, the town was finally free from the curse of that terrifying werewolf. Rare black leopard. In a groundbreaking discovery, a wildlife photographer captured the first photographic evidence of a black leopard in Africa in over a century. Using a camera trap placed along the leopard's path in Kenya, he was first met with disappointment. But he was finally able to capture a glimpse of the elusive creature through his camera's lens, its distinctive melanistic coat standing out against the darkness. This sighting, confirmed by the San Diego Zoo, marked a milestone in conservation efforts. Now, it's time for today's open discussion. This picture making rounds on the internet seemed to have captured a T-Rex taking a nap. Despite being known as large and ferocious, this one was the complete opposite. A group of intrigued bystanders found the sleeping giant beside a pool and began recording the unusual sight. Someone mentioned that the dinosaur was semi-conscious after being tranquilized with a dart. The broken fence and the mess around the pool seemed like proof of that theory. Although it was claimed that a dinosaur was found lying there, I just can't help but wonder how it would behave once fully awake and back to its full strength. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again